Hi, thank you for having me. My name is Watum. I'm a teacher of English language and literature. Where I finished from Gulu University and I went on to acquire my master's from University of the People in USA. So I grew up in Pade district, in the IDP camp where I studied too. And so I am here today to discuss with you about Lula Uganda. Lula Uganda is an organization that promotes learning and innovative education and promotes literacy, and we provide a platform for children to feel safe and their voices be heard. What inspired the creation of Lula Uganda? In 2017, I had an opportunity to do a research with Caritas, and I went in the villages of Pade district, in the areas of Acholibu, to try to look into child abuse, child protection. And so while I was out there in the field, I discovered that one of the biggest causes of child abuse and exploitation in children was because of illiteracy. The kids who don't know how to read and write get to go through a lot simply because they can be easily exploited because of their inability to read and write. And so I, as a person without resources or any other thing, I was like, how can we help? And so I came back to the university. I was in my second year at Wood University by then. So I gathered a few friends and I told them what I saw in the field, and the question was, how can we help? And so we decided to form an association, and that's why we named it Lula Uganda. Lula in full is Liech, Uganda Literacy Agency or Association. Liech stands for our totem as a chole, which is an elephant, but also it has a bigger picture behind it. We believe that the kids look small today, but in the future they're going to grow up into this big thing, like as big as an elephant. So most times when I go out in the field and I meet a kid, I treat them like I'm treating someone big. You never know, the kid you meet on the street can be a president tomorrow or a minister. So that's how the idea of Lula came about. But when I gathered a few friends, we started by writing books. We were all language students, so we could craft children's stories very easily. Some of them were folk tales. We would pick the stories of the rabbits and the hare and the elephant and the monkeys and craft them into a very organized children's book. And then we would identify schools that needed help. And then we would look around, raise some money, print those books and deliver them to their libraries. So as we went along, we discovered that the kids were picking up, but then again, the educators were being left behind. We have very amazing teachers in Uganda, but they need a platform. So we decided to incorporate teacher training into our programs. We started training teachers on fun learning and how to use the books. And then we started developing teacher guides with the books we wrote. So we expanded our reach and we started helping educators to realize their full potential. So we started working with the teachers. Then again, as we went along, we discovered again that the community was being left behind. We believe that the school and the community should be one entity. In most times, we have seen cases where the people at home feel so distant from the school. The school is like this alien outside there. Parents are scared. They can't even approach the head teacher when he's sitting in their office. And yet these are the people that are taking care of the children. So we decided to include community engagement in our activities. We started working with the parents directly and making sure they get involved in the lives of their children, and they've been helping us for campaigns to return kids to school, and this has done wonders too. So those are the things that we have so far done. Right now I am working on a research with my mentor. His name is Peter Hogan, and he's a professor in Fitchburg State University. and we're looking at a sensitive cultural model for literacy. And we're trying to look at situations where most of the research that's done in Western countries do not work for Ugandan children, because what works for an American kid will not work for a child in Agago district who is in a resource-constrained area. So we are trying to look into doing more research and see if we can develop a literacy model that is more culturally relevant and sensitive. These are our recent projects. Among the things that we have been doing, we have also supported other schools with facilities that they need. St. Jude is one of the schools that we have worked with for a long time. When you go to St. Jude, you're going to be inspired by the work they do. They have children with different abilities. Others are on wheelchairs. Others can't see with their physical eyes. Others can't hear. So we have supported them. One of the things that we have done for them is to bring in a projector, computers, and other items. We are looking into expanding this as well for other schools, so that schools in northern Uganda are empowered to deliver the best they can in the lives of children. I know many of you have traveled, so whenever you go to the central area or in western Uganda, the level at which the resources are in their school is so different from what's in northern Uganda. And if you read the newspapers, just 3-4 days ago, the New Vision published that over 70 to 80% of children in northern Uganda cannot read, even those who sat PLE, but they could recognize the word food. That was very derogatory and very degrading, and I felt that we needed to do something as the teachers of northern Uganda. So the idea of Lula is not just an organization. This is a movement. It is a vision. It is where our heart lies. We envision a future where every kid in northern Uganda has access to equitable education, can read, and can take control of their future, so that no one sits behind a desk and decides for them. Our long-term vision is to create learning centers all over northern Uganda and maybe eventually in the country. Personally, I believe that changes in education should be created by teachers. Someone cannot come from an office who has not been interacting with the kids, and then they sit down and think they can make a change. We need teachers who have taught and are still in the classroom to make these changes. So in these learning centers, we're going to establish a model classroom where our teachers and models and everything will be tested before being delivered in the field. Right now, we already have one learning center, and we envision creating more of that. We also want to create a professional platform that brings all the teachers together to empower each other, share notes, benchmark, and see what works. So if I know something and I'm not selfish with it, I am going to be able to share it with someone. So when we have that professional platform, we're also going to create an online platform where that has resources, different types of resources that all the teacher needs is going to be to log in there and download whatever material they need. The stories we're writing, we want to create online copies of them, so that those who cannot buy physical copies or who cannot print the books are going to be able to download a story and read it with illustrations. So it has not been a smooth ride. We have had numbers of challenges. One of the biggest of them is, by the time I started this, I was still very young. And you know, with young age comes inexperience. And also, people don't take you so serious when you're young. You go to an office and someone looks at you and say, who is this kid who thinks he can change the world? Many people also don't think illiteracy or inequality in education is a first-hand problem. I have been in contact with people that I started organizations with. Others are making reusable sanitary towels for young girls. And they're doing quite a number of other activities. And their organizations have picked up faster because people think that's a real problem. But a kid who can't read, they don't think that's a real problem. But it is a real problem. And so those are some of the challenges that we have faced. And I believe that if we work together, we're going to overcome all these challenges. We have kept at it, driven by our vision and the determination, because we see the future. We have not backed down, and things are beginning to take shape. We have seen children's lives change. We go to schools and the kids can read and write. The books we write are books that the children can see themselves in. Books about local stories, local foods, the type of vegetation we have in Uganda with local names. Not these books that are brought from outside. And then the kids have to learn two things at the same time. A child doesn't know how to read, but first they need to understand what snow is before they can even learn to read the word snow. That's not how learning happens. So those are some of the things, and we are moving forward. We're moving forward, and one of the things that I always emphasize is to put the children at the center of our work. Even when we work with the teachers, the aim is to reach the kid. So that's about Lula. How can you get involved? You can get involved by following us on the media. You can go to our website, lulaeducation.org. You can email us at lulauganda@gmail.com, or you can give us a direct call on my personal number, which is 0776 782099, or you can call the office number, which is 0393 103112. You can also volunteer with us. Whenever we have activities out, we have a big number of people pouring in, and then we go, and a kid has access to a number of people that are trained. So if you are drawn into what we do and you're inspired and want to be a part of this, you can give us a call or send us an email and offer your service pro bono without any fees attached. But we are very committed to the welfare of our volunteers. So when we go out in the field, of course, we'll see a way of making sure you get to the field safe and everything. We'll discuss a lot. You can also donate. If you'd like to donate, it doesn't have to be money. It could be books. You might have computers, laptops that you no longer use. We know where those things can go. We will direct you to a school and make the donation. Will be a link, but the donation will be in your name, and you get to meet the kids and be a part of the handover. So if you have anything out there that you feel can help a kid out there, just reach us. Some people would choose to print a book. The books we write, we print them from NASA. A friend there, we use a guy named Okello, and each book is only around 4,500 to 5,000 to print, which means if you give us 50,000, you have given 10 books already out. So there are so many ways in which you can be a part of our work. And if you feel inspired and you want to be a part, just get to us. And finally, I'd like to say thank you for supporting us. Thank you, Mr. Twa, for the opportunity and the platform to be able to share this out with the people. And thank you to our supporters and donors and people that have been able to work with us right from the beginning. I also thank our volunteers for standing in even when things are hard, no finances, but they're driven by the vision to support the kids. To any young person out there who feels the need to change the world, you have a burning desire in your heart. You want to do something that changes the community, but you're scared or you're being held down by your fear. I'd like to tell you to go for it. Do not be intimidated. and don't fear to dream big. Do not limit yourself. That idea that you have, you can turn it into something real that's going to make changes. The difference between people who actually succeed and those who don't is in action. Other people spend their entire life planning and never executing. But the day you take that first step, I can tell you the universe is going to align with you and things will work out fine. Thank you very much. My name is Watum, and it's been a pleasure talking to you.